All right, hey everybody, this is Terrell Cummings and Dane DeMayo, and this is season 2, episode 8 of the Always Relevant podcast. Dane, what's going on, dude?
Good, good. No, another good weekend of Ohio football, man. We're gonna get into it a little bit.
Big up submission football too. We'll talk about that here soon. But like I said, pretty excited about everything. We're going to get into it. How are you and how are you really? And I'll start things off. How am I? As always, I am all right. Yeah, I'm all right. How am I really? I feel like it was a long weekend. There was a lot going on last week. 2 kids were sick. The youngest at 6 months and the one that was 2. Both of them had like different head congestion, chest congestion, bronchiolitis issues. So they were sick throughout the week. I was going to the doctor's office. I was going to the hospitals way too much. Either way, it was tiring. My son, Caden, the oldest, it was his birthday on Friday. So he turned 7. We had a birthday party for him on Saturday, trying to watch football, do all that stuff. Plus, I started school last week for the last term of the year. So I had a group meeting with my group on Sunday. All that, watching football in between all that. Either way, I'm still tired. Now Elena's sick. The other 2 kids are getting better. Caden's starting to get sick, so we're giving medicine to hold off on that. I'm just ready to chill, to be honest with you. Either way, I'm good. I can't complain too much. Dane, how are you? How are you really, man?
You know what? I'm kind of sad because I know, like we've talked about before, it's probably the right thing to do in today's society and climate. But the Indians have officially finished as the Indians this weekend. In some ways, it's kind of sad. It was a name for since 1916. So today, I am honoring the Indians and their 2 greatest moments, 2 of the 3 greatest moments that they were there. So I got my 1948 World Series hat on, of course, Bob Feller, rest his soul. And then I got the 10-cent beer night, which who could ever forget that? The video's great. One of the other great moments in the 1920 World Series. So in a lot of ways, I'm kind of sad. I hate the new logo. It sucks. I know I've been saying it sucks a lot lately, but whatever. How am I really? I'm good, man. Browns are 3-1. Like, there's a lot of people bitching on Twitter, and hey, they're 3-1. It's great that somebody put out there. It's great to have a 3-1 team to bitch about, right? So I'm like not complaining, right?
Yeah. Browns, Bengals are both 3-1. Not mad about it. I'm glad the Bengals have had a better start to this season than last season. So I look forward to seeing where they can go. And we'll talk about them a little bit later on. So
and Pittsburgh's 1-3. That makes my week.
Yeah, and everybody's happy about that because no one around here likes the Steelers. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's almost bad as a Ohio State fan.
So real quick, that's the one thing me and Terrell will always agree on, and probably everybody listening is nobody likes Pittsburgh.
Nobody likes Pittsburgh. There are no Steelers fans around here. So if you're a Steelers fan, you don't have our support on the show. You can keep listening. I'm good with that, but just know we'll never like your squad in any situation whatsoever.
But we are liking Ben Roethlisberger. I hope he plays another 5 years.
Yeah, he needs to, man. He needs to. He can continue to be the worst quarterback in the AFC North. So I'm fine with that for sure. So, all right, bonus segment. Dane's cultural explorations. Dane, what explorations do you have for us this week? You've been to Celtic Fest. You've been to the Italian Festival in New York. I'm sorry, Celtic Fest in PA. We had one on this past weekend. I saw some pictures. It was funny.
So, the bad part about Oktoberfest is usually by the time it's done, you forget everything you were going to talk about. So, I've seen the pictures. I had the dog out. There'll be some pictures out there later. Got to Oktoberfest. So there's another one, Bethlehem, PA. So Bethlehem, PA is like this city. It's close by to me. And, they got all this stuff going on all the time. Different festivals and stuff like that. And it's not a far drive for me. So it's a good time to go out. It's packed. It's down there by the old Bethlehem Steel factory, which you've never seen anything like this. It's hard to explain. Even when I lived in Detroit, seen all the abandoned buildings there. There's nothing like this, right? But it's like a great backdrop to Oktoberfest. So we get there and we get in line, and I'm like, it was tough because they had 3 major tents. I forget what the one was, but the one was serving all Sam Adams, which is a must for me usually. Yep. And the other one was serving Yuengling products. Okay. So we're closer to the Yuengling one. This place is packed because it was a nice day, right? And you know what? I was wrong. German people dress up in the garb too, whatever the heck they were wearing.
Yeah, they're was it Lederhosen? That's what it's called.
Yeah, something like that.
Prepared for it.
Yeah, man, I was getting down to the polka later in the evening, but got in line, and I'll tell you what, I know we're going to get into the drink of the week after this, but I'm going to throw a bonus segment at you. The Yuengling Oktoberfest is pretty good. It was so good, I'm not really sure what happened the rest of the time. So I get in there, and we're in line, and you can get a 16-ounce glass, she says, some great, real nice lady. You can get a 24-ounce, 32-ounce, which was the same mug, only they fill it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then you get a pitcher, and the pitcher was only $2 to walk around with the pitcher. You know what I mean? So I was like, I got to get one of the glasses first. That's when you see the picture of me with the dog and everything.
Right.
Get the 32-ounce, start going around, getting it, because, and they got all the games out, right? They got they're holding out the beer. Like, this is the thing. Germans love the sports, man. They love beer sports. I don't know any other culture that the beer is actually part of the sport. Beer Fest, the movie, is a real thing.
So true, isn't it?
So everybody's out and they're screaming and hollering. You think there was a football game going on. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm looking around, and I get up in there, and there's like 4 huge dudes holding mugs out for as long as they can. They're like getting stuff like that, and people screaming and going nuts.
That's funny.
Then they got the keg rolling contest, which I was getting tired watching. I don't know how they do that after drinking. They roll the keg down there, roll it back. The beer is not only part of the sport, it is the sport in German culture. It is their thing. They do beer, right? So I'm drinking the mug, and I'm walking. It was great because, it's unlike the other festivals. Like, everybody's pretty hammered here. You got everybody from all backgrounds. Everybody loves Oktoberfest.
Right.
So going down, it's packed, and I finally get this clearing, right? I'm coming back from the bathroom, and this woman's like walking like this, the mug, and she looks at me like this, and then I look at her, and she's, done. I was like, oh man, it's getting serious. It's only like 6:30.
Just face planted?
Face plant, done. Beer everywhere. I was gonna help her, but I didn't know who she was, so I kept, I was like, oh, better watch out for this one.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep moving.
Yeah, so I walked. I was like, you all right? Yeah. So people came up and knew her. I was like, okay, good. Walking.
Right.
So now, you ever been in most of the time when you're in a crowd, people standing, steady and stuff like this. But then you would have thought you were in the ocean because everybody's bobbing around. You got to bob and weave through everything because it's like 7:00 and everybody's going like this.
Right.
And I didn't get to eat because I always go to this festival and they have the best food. But guess what? The same problem we talked about last week. The lines were as far as you could see.
Right.
I didn't even get to eat all night. I didn't eat till the following day.
So how were the beer lines, though? Beer lines
were long after a while. When I first got there, we were there at like 3:00. So obviously we started kind of early.
Right.
And then, stayed for several hours. But
so that's why that explains why you're holding 3 beer signs in your picture that I saw then, right?
Yeah. I was buying them in bulk. We had some friends out. We're having a good time. And so remember, beer, the great thing about the Germans is the beer is not just part of the sport, it is the sport. Keg rolling, chugging beers, holding beers out in front of you for as long as you can. The beer is the football. The beer is the baseball. It is the game.
That's good to know. That's good to know. And I don't know, I might try to bring some of those traditions to when we're tailgating this coming weekend for the Bengals Packers game down there. We're talking about getting down there early, get down there making breakfast, having like a breakfast casserole in the morning. They're throwing some football, playing some cornhole. We have a grill's gonna be set up. We have a crock pot set up. We're gonna have a generator down there with TV and everything playing, so we can watch some NFL pregame, fantasy football pregame, whatever else we need to get done to have everything going there. So we're looking forward to doing that, trying to tailgate right. Like I said, I think we're going to have some chili down there. It depends on the temperature, though, because to me, you can only have chili when it's a certain temperature. So, I mean, if it's going to be above 70 degrees, chili might not be an option for me. I might just stick with hot dogs and burgers, but we'll see about that. So either way, we'll have a few adult beverages. The next day is going to be a federal holiday anyway, so have that off. So it's going to be a good time to hang out, have a good time with friends, and hopefully the Bengals can pull out the W against the Cheeseheads and Aaron Rodgers, and we'll see what's good there. So,
yeah, make sure you get some pictures to be up on the thing. I'm going to get some in Cleveland in 2 weeks when I'm at the Cardinals game. Be back in land in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll get some pictures and video for everybody here on the podcast to witness the events, and hopefully we'll see the kind of fun that we're all having there. So it should be good. Should be a good time. We're looking forward to it for sure. And unfortunately, today, Lee, who's supposed to be with us, isn't going to be able to be with us today. So we'll have to postpone our talk about the hospitality industry for somebody's perspective that is in the industry. We will push it back hopefully the next week or the week after that. Either way, he was going to be here, but someone that has work called off, and he basically had to work a double today. So that's how it goes in the industry, especially when they're understaffed. But it'll be good conversation when he is able to show up for it. So.
Well, here's a quick get Lee for real on Lee. Lee, we don't have time for you to be working. We got to fix this mess. You need to get on this thing and get us some ideas to fix the hospitality industry, because I didn't even eat after lunch on Saturday because I couldn't get no food. I didn't eat till breakfast on Sunday because the lines for food were so long, and then you leave and you couldn't get a meal. You couldn't even get into Taco Bell because the cars were out into the street. Save me, Lee.
And Lane and I went out to eat somewhere and before we got our food, we did get 2 things of silverware, but one of the rolled silverware, everything was dirty. There was still like crust and stuff on the knife and the fork. Had to ask for extra silverware. Now, one thing, at least they had paper towels at their table, but still, it was something that was there, and it got brought out. It was like, all right, come on, really? But
this is end times. You can't get no food. The Browns are 3-1. The Bengals are 3-1. There's something going on.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Luckily, in Lee's defense, though, he did provide us with his most recent drink recipe. It's called ranch water. So for that, you'll need 2 ounces of silver tequila, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, Topo Chico mineral water / soda, and then tahini for the rim. So how you make it, you take the glass and you rim the glass with tahini, and you add the tequila and lime juice, and you fill the glass up with ice, you top with Topo Chico, shake it up, and you're ready to go. It's a light and citrusy drink with a little bit of salt and spice. So something that's probably good for this time of year for sure. Not quite cold yet, so we still have that in between summer and fall type of beverages, so it'll be good.
Wow, I like it. I just wish he was around to make it.
Yeah, when next time he's on the show, he's going to actually make the drink for us live on the show. So that's going to be the new segment, hopefully, as far as doing that. If not, we'll have to figure something out to get him on to do that. So
yeah, you guys out there and ladies that missed the chew, we're gonna have our own little brief chew section. If you remember that show, Lee's gonna get us some drinks.
That's right. We're gonna do that for sure. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead to the first segment. We have a lot to go through today. College football rundown. Dane, what do you got stats for us?
Oh man, so another big week. If anybody can figure this season out outside of Georgia and Alabama, please let me know.
I know it's Michigan's top 10. They're number 8 in the coaches poll, or number 8 in the AP poll, number 9 in the coaches poll. Hey, that's why I'm rocking the white Michigan hat today. Go blue. I'm high.
All right, so let's talk Michigan to start then, since you just can't even help yourself.
Yes,
Michigan
sir.
38, Wisconsin 17 at Wisconsin. What do we have? Michigan 253 yards, their quarterback, right? 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, something like that. Not a bad day.
Now, the 1 interception was by some kid late. It was like their 3rd string quarterback that threw an interception late. So it wasn't the first stringers. They were still, I guess they've had the first turnover of the year, but they hadn't had any turnovers up to this point this season. So overall, I thought the team looked solid. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole game. I was watching it during my son's birthday party on Saturday. But either way, Michigan came, they played physical, held Wisconsin's offense in check, which Wisconsin's offense isn't anything crazy or special, but still, it's hard to run on them, which shows with Michigan's 112 yards rushing, but they did throw the ball against them, so that's good. They are very capable of doing so, so I was excited to see that. And Michigan's defense came to play. They ended up hurting the quarterback. They got him on a blitz, and he went out with a rib injury. So once their starting quarterback was out, their offense was definitely anemic after that point, for sure.
So you know what? Like, they had 112 yards rushing, but I seen it was only a 2.5 average, which I don't really take much stock in that, because Wisconsin basically is built to stop the run. You got to beat them by passing, and Michigan finally showed they could throw the ball a little bit this year. Wisconsin's obviously down, but I still think it's a good win. And what do you think about the Wolverines jumping around at the break?
Hey, I thought that was great. Don't be scared. Embrace it. I've been jumping around right there with them. The Wisconsin fans weren't happy about it, but hey, it's a cool tradition. And if it gets the team hyped up, I'm all for it.
Yep. And Wisconsin, a running team, only rushed for 43 yards. I'm not saying Michigan's back, because I think it's more of Wisconsin sucks, but Michigan definitely looks a little better. I can see why you're a little excited now that the preseason finally ended for you and you get to play a real Big Ten team.
Yeah, it was good seeing them play an actual Big Ten team. I'm waiting to see them when they play like Michigan State, Penn State, and Iowa. Those are going to be the real tests, and obviously Ohio State at the end of the year. So we'll have to see what goes on there. I mean, I know they have the 2.5 yard rushing, rush average or whatever, but at least they were still running the ball. They had that play action pass actually work because that's really how their offense goes. They're not really built to play from behind. So if they can play the power game, even if they go, a couple downs and they punt it and they play good defense, that's still within their game. As long as they're not trying to come back down, from 14 points back, that's when they're going to have problems. But they can still run that power game and control it, play good defense, then they're still in it for sure. So,
okay, so we'll get to Ohio State in a minute. Iowa, big road win against undefeated Maryland. Petras had 259 yards, 3 touchdowns. They beat Maryland 51-14. Offense came alive a little bit.
I don't think Maryland's there yet. They have ways to go as far as that. Iowa's defense is solid. Their offense is kind of so-so, but their defense carries their team.
So we talked about Iowa last week about their schedule, right? How much they're good at home. They get Penn State at home next week, and they don't play Ohio State, it looks like. So Iowa's got a path to the Big Ten championship, I think, with the way they're playing right now. But I would not be surprised. See, like that Iowa-Penn State game, they're both such strong teams at home. It's almost like whoever played at home, I think, would get the edge in that. I think Penn State has better players, more NFL potential and stuff like that. But that's a tough one. I'm gonna say let's make a pick on that one. I'm going Penn State on the road. Big upset.
I don't know because I think that on offense, I think that it's tough for them. I think Sean Clifford has bouts where he disappears completely. And I think Iowa's defense is truth. You can't beat playing Iowa at home. They're always on upset alert whenever they're playing at home. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and go Iowa.
Okay. Penn State beat Indiana 24-0 in Indiana. Indiana's down. Penn State looked pretty decent. So that's going to be a big time game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sad that Indiana didn't have their team from last year because I would really like to see them play a full season against some of these teams that are out here because they were the truth last year until the quarterback tore his ACL, and he just isn't the same this year. I think they lost some of their talent on defense, which were they were really strong and everything. So it's tough to watch, and I wish they were as competitive as they were last year because they were fun to watch last year.
They were, yeah. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin got a little taste of his old boss. Alabama wins there. They won at home 42-21. That game was never close, so that's
never close.
Deceiving.
Yeah, no.
Saban's the truth. We all agree he's the best coach in college football history. I don't even think that's debatable at this point.
Nope.
The game that shocked me, I didn't think there'd be an upset, but I didn't think there'd be a butt whooping.
Bully ball
beats Arkansas 37-0. Arkansas only had 75 rush yards, 87 passing yards, and Georgia had 273 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. The bully bullied the bully.
Yeah. The bully came in and was like, hey, this is how you really do it right here. And they showed up, they shut him up, they shut him down, and they pretty much just bullied them all game. And there's nothing Arkansas can do about it. I thought Arkansas was going to be more of a test. No. Georgia showed how much better they are than Arkansas. Because Arkansas was beating teams pretty bad, just by being more physical.
Oh, yeah.
I think Arkansas can be good in the future, but they have a few years to catch up to Alabama and Georgia because Georgia's defense was for real.
So that this is only his second year at Arkansas. If he keeps going the way he is right now, like that's a massive turnaround. What a success story.
Yeah, he used to coach at Georgia too, I think, with Kirby Smart. So, he has that background. He has that pedigree. He knows what's going on. So he has going in the right direction for sure.
So the next game I'm going to go into, Stanford is my do not bet on it any Saturday because you don't know what's going to happen. They knock off Oregon 31-24 after losing. Who'd they lose to? They lost to I don't know. They beat UCLA, they beat USC, they beat Oregon, but they lost a couple games. I mean, you just don't know what to expect. What do you
don't
about that game?
They're very capable, but yeah, you just can't trust them.
I mean, I thought Oregon's speed would Stanford. I just don't know. I don't know. You never know who's going to show up. Impressive win regardless. Let's go into Oklahoma. Every week I just want to bash Oklahoma, and they just find a way to squeak another win. It was a pathetic win at Kansas State, 37-31. Kansas State's not bad, but let's get real. Oklahoma, if they, I don't know. Well, you know how I feel about Oklahoma.
K-State, they have a lot of JUCO players. That's how they've always been. They've always proved that way. They've always played hard. They've always had good special teams. Same thing happened today. They made it a game, or I'm sorry, over the weekend. Then they made it a game. Oklahoma came out to win, but Oklahoma has all the 5 stars and everything, and Oklahoma should win, really. But they're making it close this year, so they're just not who they thought they were at all. They're not as good as they thought they were, in my opinion. But they're squeaking by. They're still undefeated as of right now, so it is what it is.
All right, Auburn 24, LSU 19. Go Tigers. But Bo Nix had play of the weekend.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Hey, Bo Nix had play of the weekend. Ed Orgeron's probably lose his job in the next year or so after, 2 years after winning the national championship and pulling Joe Burrow from Ohio State. Either way, he better figure something out because LSU's gone downhill, and they always have athletes. They may always have the quarterback, but they always have athletes. Either way, something's not showing right for them because they're.
Well, the national championship team also had the coach who's with the Carolina Panthers now as the offensive coordinator. So, I don't know. We couldn't get Feinbaum on again. I guess he was running to get dinner for Saban and wasn't able to make our podcast this week. We'll try again next week. Saban keeps
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Working on it. We'll get Paul Feinbaum sometime soon.
We'll get him. We'll get him. Clemson 19, Boston College 13. The reason I'm bringing it up is because Clemson's fallen out of the top 25 for the first time since 2014. I did not see this plummet coming like this, but I don't know what happened.
Hey, Boston College is on the come up though. They're good. They're a hard-nosed team. They're whatever else. They are. Hey, it's true. It's true. Watch it. Hey, I'm just saying.
Just when I finally think you know what you're talking about, you tell me Boston College is coming up.
Well, they'll come up a little bit so the coach finds a better job and leaves. Then they'll drop back down. That's how it goes.
Oh, man. Okay. Done with Clemson. They suck. We got to talk about Cincy, 24-13, the game, the upset. Ritter had 297 yards, man. I mean, he made plays when he had to. It's a huge win for Cincy on the road at Notre Dame, beating their old coach. I mean, that had to have felt good.
Yeah, no, it had to feel good. They came out and it was close for a while for sure. It wasn't like it wasn't a beatdown. Cincinnati, they weren't out physical. They came out and they played their kind of ball. They're a tough football team. Ritter came ready to play. Overall, great. Probably like I said, best win in the program's history. They needed it because now they're going to their conference schedule where everybody is average at best, and they need to beat everybody by like 30, 40 plus going down the stretch. Otherwise, they won't make the playoffs because they'll say the strength of schedule is too weak.
Well, out of the teams going into the Big 12, nobody's more ready than Cincinnati right now as long as Luke Fickell stays. You know what, Luke Fickell? Go get paid. Go take somebody's money. Even if you can't win, it's all about getting paid. I don't care. Take that USC job. Tell them I want a treasure trove. Tell them to back up the Brinks truck down there in Cincinnati. Get paid. Get paid. You've earned it. All right. Let's
Cincinnati, stair-stepper school, as always. What you want to call it. Let him build his legacy there. Full Bobby Bowden, full of Frank Beamer down there at the state schools. Build it in Cincinnati. He's got it. He has the talent for it. Town's got the talent for it. He'll be in Ohio. He can take some of those Ohio State recruits that aren't going to play at Ohio State. Come down to UC. You'll get on the field. You can make a difference. You can go beat Ohio State in the future.
Yep.
Maybe.
He might be the successor to Ryan Day. I know Ryan Day probably has the bug to get back to the NFL at some point, but we'll see.
Yep.
Let's talk Buckeyes. They were back 52-13. The game was over in the first half. Stroud had 330 yards, 5 touchdowns, probably put himself in the Heisman conversation because it's pretty wide open. What do you think? Rutgers wasn't ready for not Rutgers. Rutgers wasn't ready for showtime.
Yeah, no, Ohio State came out, punched him in the mouth, put the foot in the gas, never took it off. Got them early, and Rutgers isn't going to score points like that. Try to stay with somebody. So Ohio State did what they should have done. What they should have done every year in the season.
People are actually excited out here about possibly playing Ohio State. Thank God Day set the tone early and got us back to where we need to be. What we got here. Yeah, so I'm not going to say much on that.
On offense, that game. Yeah.
Right? So
they should. Agreed.
So we'll go.
100%.
So Ohio State got done. Those are some of the big games. I'm going to give you my pillow game of the week, probably pillow game of the year. Ohio beats Akron 34-17. Akron, you suck. Didn't you hear my conversation last week? It's unacceptable how bad the football is. Ohio sucks and you suck more. Fix it. All right. That's all I got on Akron football. That was our weekly pillow game of the week.
I didn't know we're gonna have a pillow game of the week, so good to know.
All right, so we had big wins in Ohio again. The NFL. Rarely we can talk about this. Browns Bengals is shaping up to mean something this year. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yep.
I'm going to try to get to that January 9th game this year. At the end of the year, definitely going to try to do that one. That one's in Cleveland. So what do we got? So
I guess if I go out to make sure I bring the right friends, because Cleveland fans like to fight for no reason. So
yeah, knock off the fighting. You know, it looks ridiculous. Are you going to go down there and slug somebody that ain't looking in Cincinnati this weekend?
No, I'm gonna hang out, have a good time. I'm looking for the Bengals to get that W. If they don't, we're still gonna hang out, have a good time. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Cleveland, don't embarrass me while I'm at the game this weekend, man. It's crazy. All right, next weekend. So, all right, let's do Jaguars and Bengals first. Urban Meyer's back in town, and obviously had a good time, but not at the game. So
at the game, yeah, he was having a little bit too much fun at his bar, and people dancing up on him and everything. So. He got hopped up for it. You know, him and his wife can figure that out. So he could be potentially messing with his money. Probably should have figured that out in the first place. But we're not going to get into all that. We're going to keep it kid friendly as far as doing that. Either way, the Bengals pulled it out. I was a little worried at the first half, but at the end of the first half, Jaguars up 14-0. They're driving downfield, ready to square that third touchdown. The Bengals stopped them on a 4th and 1, right there on the goal line or on the 1-yard line. So that helped, kept them out of the end zone. Personally, I would have taken the points, would have made it a 3-score game, but that's just me. I guess Urban Meyer's trying to put the foot on the throat early, but it just didn't work out for him as far as that. And then Joe Burrow and the Bengals came out in the second half, came out firing, scored some points, got that win on the last second field goal. So I'm looking forward to where they can go next. Good stuff.
Yeah, Burrow's big numbers, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's 25 of 32. It's a heck of a game.
Bengals slow too. That's mostly second half. So.
And they had to though because they couldn't rush the ball with a squat. They only had 78 rush yards is like a 3.5 average, 22 carries is what I see.
Yep.
Boyd stepped up, 9 receptions, 118 yards. He's reliable.
Yeah, he was good because Higgins was hurt, so it was really him and Chase. And
so the Jaguars did kind of beat them up early. They did have 139 yards. They averaged 4.6 yards a carry.
Right.
Robinson, 78 rush yards, 2 touchdowns. Thing I was saying about the Jaguars, everybody's saying Urban Meyer is going to be out and quitting and all that stuff. I don't believe that. I think the Jaguars will be the most improved team by the end of the year. I've been saying that all year, and it's already starting to show. They went from being a walkover right away to already starting to play better. So no matter what kind of drama they're trying to stir up, saying players unhappy and all that stuff, I'm not seeing it on the field. So, good for Urban Meyer. I'm actually rooting for him, man. As long as they're beating the Browns, I want to see him. I think he realizes that he can't beat Saban as the best coach in college football ever, but he can prove he can do it in the pros, and that was what he would have on Saban probably. You know, these guys have massive egos. He ain't going to quit. These people that think Urban Meyer is going to quit are crazy. There's no way his ego would let him quit no matter how bad it gets. Do you agree?
I agree. No, I think he wants to prove that he can coach on the NFL level 100% as far as that. And he doesn't want to walk away a failure or whatever. He's not going to quit after one season. You know, I think he's going to try to be there a few seasons and see what he can do, especially to keep going in the trajectory that they're going. You know, he has a great quarterback, a franchise quarterback for the future in Trevor Lawrence, who is a 6'6" guy with a great arm. He's the prodigy for a prospect. And, you know, he's a big guy that can move. He can run. He can crunch, do anything he needs to with the football. So I think that they can build around him, and Urban Meyer's in a good situation.
Think about it. Trevor Lawrence has had LeBron hype since he started. He's the chosen one. So we'll see what happens.
He just lost his first regular season games of his life, like in the NFL. You know what I mean? Before, he only lost games and championships his whole career. Yeah. So that's saying something.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, though, it was a massive win for the Bengals and a confidence to come back at home on primetime. So, 3-1. Then I can't say I saw this coming. I think, what'd you say? They'd be 500 this year?
I said the Bengals would be right around 9-8. I think that's what
I said the rest would be. So. All right, so
I still think they will be. If it's better than that, I'll be happy. But if they're 9-8, I think that's a successful season.
Okay. So let's get into the Browns. Browns 14-7. It was a game that Woody Hayes would have loved, but the modern 2021 football fan would hate. This is why my girlfriend don't like football. It was ugly. It was 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I'm just mad because they couldn't let Nick Chubb score a touchdown. Like he had 100 yards rushing.
Everybody was blowing me up all day about their fantasy teams. Like, oh man, I need Chubb to score. And we ain't trying to score. We're trying to play defense.
For the touchdown on the goal line. Give that to Nick Chubb. Let him earn what he's been putting in all day. He got 100 yards rushing on the ground. You let him do 2.5, 3 yards per carry in the ground and earn it. Get the man in the end zone. Give him his props. Help him out. Come on now. Show him some love.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the good first because the Browns' defensive line is the truth.
That's true.
My God, would I not want to be a quarterback playing the Cleveland Browns?
A lot of number 1 picks up there.
You got Clowney coming. You got Myles Garrett coming. You got Tag McKinley coming. Now you got the Notre Dame linebacker that can roll that everybody knows what I'm talking about, but I can't pronounce his name. I'll figure it out at some point. And and then Greedy Williams and Delpit played because of injuries. Like Harrison got a concussion and Newsom's out with the calf. Greedy played good. Remember, he was a second-round pick out of LSU a year before.
Hey, Delpit's out of LSU too.
Yes, and he was a first-round pick out of LSU, right? I think he was first round. Yeah. So they both played well. Greedy's interception was on. That defense is scary. That ain't modern football. But I'll tell you what, if you look at a lot of teams that have won the Super Bowl recently, they win on defense. Defense is still winning.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl right now because I'm going to get into the ugly here in a minute. But I'll tell you what, Myles Garrett is the truth. That dude abuses people. Clowney abuses people. I've never seen a defensive line like it. Like, I've seen great linebacking cores and stuff, but this is freak factor on another level. Like, it's serious.
So some things are just God-given. And
yes.
And Garrett, what they have, God-given.
God-given, man. How would you like to be Clowney? Just wake up in the morning and show up. That's all he's got to do. Sign a $10 million contract, just walk on the field, man. It feels good.
Exactly.
And your boys in Michigan made him rich with one hit.
That's all true. Right. That was bad.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the ugly. You know, I've been a Baker supporter for a long time, and I'm not about to get off the bandwagon, but I am getting a little worried. I watch these other quarterbacks that are big dudes taking over games, right? Herbert, Allen, these dudes are monsters, dude. They're taking over games, physically can impose their will. Almost kind of like LeBron does in the NBA. They're big guys that can physically impose their will on the games, running over the line, making plays. Just crazy. Baker, let's see these numbers. I never thought I'd see something like this out of Baker. 15 for 33, 155 yards, 4.7 average, 15.6 QBR. His accuracy was awful. If you watch the game, he was high on every throw. He missed Beckham at the end of a game, which would have been a sure touchdown. Beckham was wide open, just missed him. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know if his shoulder's bothering him. They're denying it. But, of course, you're not going to tell the media, yeah, my shoulder hurts, because then every defensive end would be trying to hit you in the shoulder, right?
Was it raining? Or was the weather bad?
No, the football was bad. That's what was bad. They ran the ball okay, and they kind of did their thing where they kind of imposed their will on, the other team. Chubb ended up with 100 yards. Hunt had a touchdown, 69 yards. Hunt's been a beast. The running game's been a beast. Line's been pretty good. Yep. It's not all Baker's fault. I mean, everybody talks about how good the Browns offense can be, but they really don't have a lot of great receivers or anything except for Beckham. Landry's out hurt. Beckham wasn't in when Landry was in.
I think that Peoples-Jones for a little bit in fantasy, but he did nothing, so I dropped him.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they're not getting him the ball. I for the first time here, and I was all about Stefanski, his play calling sucked this weekend. It's getting worse. And here's the thing. NFL defensive coordinators are great at what they do. They figure you out, right? The Browns did play action all last year, rolled Baker out so he could see, let him throw on the run with nobody in his face. Well, now these coordinators, they took it away. They took the play action away. They literally tell the guys on defense, like I would, if you're the defensive end, I don't care if the entire Browns team goes left, you stay right, right, and go right for Baker. And that's what everybody's doing. Now Baker can't get out and make them throws. They're trying to run him, in the pocket. I think they ran like 5 screen passes, maybe more than that. It's like a dink and dunk offense, like some kind of iteration of the West Coast offense. It's not pretty. I'm pissed off. It sucks. I want it fixed. Stefanski, you're playing the Chargers next week. As good as the defense is, they're not going to shut that offense down in LA. So we're 3-1. Like I said, it's great to bitch about a team that's 3-1, right? I'd rather bitch about a team that's winning than losing, but gotta get that fixed. What do you think?
No, I agree as far as that. And maybe Beckham still comes back from his injury. He doesn't have confidence yet to be the deep threat that they hope that he could be. But then Peoples-Jones is a deep threat too. So I don't know. As far as Alex said, they did run a lot of play action last year. That's how Baker was able to make things happen and get out of the pocket. Overall, he was taking care of the football, but like previously, he had been a little more accurate. If he had a little better accuracy, you probably be having this conversation right now talking about him. So.
Well, here's the problem. I think it's a Stefanski and Baker problem, right? The running game's good. The O-line's been good. They definitely can run block. The play calling sucks, and Baker's sucked this week. And he usually has been pretty good. He was high percentage. But I see now he's in like 26th in QBR.
Yeah.
Dude, you want paid $40 million. What do I always say? Quarterbacks get paid for winning games in the fourth quarter. He needed to hit Beckham on that pass to put that game away. He didn't. Vikings got the ball back. Defense made some plays. On the last play of the game, Clowney just blew by his guy and forced Cousins to throw an early pass. And I'll tell you what, easily could have called a pass interference call on that last play. Easily. Yep. They got lucky. And I'll tell you what, like Baker needs to get it together, man. He's got to get it together. They're not going to win if he doesn't play better.
He has to play better for sure. They have everything else in place. We'll see about their defense, but offensively, running game, their defensive line looks good. They have a young talent on defense as far as their DBs. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure.
All right, let's get to a couple games real quick. I want to talk Cowboys because I said we wouldn't talk Cowboys, but they've earned my respect a little bit. Beating the Panthers. The Panthers are good. Darnold's showing how terrible the Jets franchise is.
Right.
He's playing well.
Hey, that's why Darnold was the number one pick.
He's got like five rushing touchdowns. I think. He threw for 301 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zeke was a monster against that defense, 20 carries, 143 yards, a touchdown. Dak was good. They win 36-28. Panthers
who wasn't good for me? CeeDee Lamb. He had 3.6 fantasy points. Come on, man. Get him the rock. That's all I need. Get him the rock. That's what I need.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah, you got to get them. You heard it. You heard Rell. Get Lamb the rock. All right.
Get him the rock. That's all I care about. Get him. Hey, Sam Darnold's doing it on the other side, getting it to I forget the guy's name on top of my head. Number 2 for the Panthers. Either way, if he was helping me out on my fantasy squad, then CeeDee Lamb needs to get going. Let's go.
Yeah. So Cowboys are going to give a little props. They're in a terrible division. They should walk away with it from the way they're playing.
Yep.
Isn't it amazing? We always talk about coaching in the NFL. Isn't it amazing? Is it just coincidence that the Cowboys went from the historically worst defense ever, run by a guy who didn't know what the hell he was doing, and all of a sudden you get a real coach like Quinn who came after he got fired from the Falcons, and all of a sudden they can play defense. Isn't that amazing? Like,
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, coaching wins in the NFL, man. It does.
Speaking of, props to Cowboys offense coordinator. They're holding it down. I mean, what, Kellen from Oregon, the guy, quarterback from Oregon. No, Boise State.
Boise State, that's right. Was it Boise State? Yeah. So he's doing his thing. He learned on the job last year, and they're getting better. But I'm not congratulating the Cowboys. I hate them. I hate them. Always will. I hope they lose next week.
I like Dak. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Dak fan.
So we trashed New York last week, and both teams won. Somehow the Jets beat Tennessee. They beat Tennessee. I couldn't believe it. I was watching that game. I had all the games on again. Terrible, man. Terrible.
Yeah, they lost with their receivers. Julio was out. A.J. Brown was out. But I know it's still the Jets.
Yeah, but people were talking about Tennessee as a Super Bowl contender this year. The only thing that's going to happen is Vrabel's going to get fired.
Might be about that time.
Okay. So both New York teams won. The Giants won. I don't know if you've seen the end of the Falcons game against the Redskins. Another Falcons, only the Falcons could lose type of situation.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
No, this was kind of shocking. Maybe not, since the Rams were coming off an emotional way against the Buccaneers, but the Cardinals laid the wood to the Rams 37-20. I almost took a bet on that too during the game. I was like, man, everybody's taking the Rams to come back. I'm like, man, I didn't do it. Thank God. Murray, 268 yards, 8.4 average, 2 touchdowns, but the Cardinals play defense. What did we just say about the Browns? You play defense, you're going to win some games in this league. I don't care how offensive friendly it is. Right. Stafford, 280 yards. The MVP talk might be down a little bit now. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They got hammered by the Cardinals. Everybody's going to be on Kyler Murray now, and he's earned that a little bit. I'm not going to call them the best team in the league, though, because they did have some struggles with some bad teams earlier. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to call them the best team in the league. But I mean, NFC West is the truth, though. There's a lot of talent out in the NFC West. So I still think it's going to be between the Cardinals and the Rams, like we talked about earlier in the year. Seattle, I think they're going to drop out. The 49ers, still not sure about them, especially with Garoppolo out now. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll flourish under Trey Lance. Don't know about that, but either way, it's still too early to tell. I think both teams are good. Their division's good. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, and I want to talk about one more real quick, and I don't really have anything other to say. Pittsburgh sucks. Ben Roethlisberger's done. I love it. That's all I got for that game. What do you got?
That's about all I got too. I'm good with it.
Yeah, breaks my heart. So, you know what's crazy? Is the AFC North is still one of the best divisions in football, and Pittsburgh sucks because you got the Bengals, Browns, and Ravens all 3 at 1. It's just a tough division. What do we got here? That's all I got for the NFL this week. I'm happy. Browns won. I know you're happy the Bengals won. That's shaping up to mean something this year. The Browns don't play a divisional game till week 8 against Pittsburgh, which is insane.
Yeah. A little crazy about that. Let's stick with the NFL one more time, just a little bit. Talk about sportsmanship between the Ravens and the Broncos. The Ravens were to tie the record for it was a rushing record for 43 consecutive 100-yard games. They were tied to Steelers from back in like the 1970s when Franco Harris was there or whatever. And they were 5 yards short. It was late in the fourth quarter. The Broncos had already called 3 timeouts trying to stop the clock, get the ball back. And instead of kneeling on the ball, the Ravens decided to go ahead and run another play to tie that record. And the Broncos took offense to it, said it was bad sportsmanship and blah, blah, blah. What are your thoughts on it?
Nick Fangino, quit being a wuss. Like, you don't want them to tie the record on you, then stop them, right? Like, I'm so sick of hearing this stuff when these coaches come out and cry about stuff like this. You know what? Just say, hey, we lost the game. Ravens play good. We got to be better. That's it. And he's a veteran coach. He's an older guy. He's been around. Like, what's your problem? You know what I always say? You don't like it, then stop them, right? What do you
Agreed. No, I agree 100%. If you don't like it, stop it. If you didn't want them to do that, why'd you call 3 timeouts when you're down 27-7 with a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter?
Exactly. Right back
you brought that on yourself. So they probably would have knelt on it and not worried about it. Then you did that, and that makes a fair game, in my opinion. And so they ran the ball, got the record, and kept it moving. So I think it's a them problem. It's a Broncos problem. It's a Vic Fangio problem. Suck it up and deal, dude. That's what I got.
Yeah, I hate the Broncos too, so I'm fine with it. But I just, I don't know. Bridgewater did get hurt, right? So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, let's see what happens there. Lee brought that up to me, though, in my conversation. Said everybody was up in arms about out there in Denver. So sorry, Lee. Tell everybody in Denver, suck it up and deal. So that's our thoughts on it.
Yeah, you got a little piece of AFC North football and stuff playing against some teams you were playing against. You know what I mean? Now Vic's like, ooh, I'm going to cry. Yeah, come on, Vic. You would have been on my Get Real segment. You're just lucky there's another idiot coach in the league. So we're going to move on. What do you got?
Oh, yeah, I think we're going Major League Baseball, man. What you got for us on the rundown?
All right, man.
Wild card weekend.
Wild card weekend. Yankees, Red Sox in Boston. Who do you got?
Who do I got?
Sox are favored.
Later. Either way, I'm going to stick with Yankees. I think Yankees will take it. I don't want them to because that's your pick to win the World Series, but I'll say Yankees.
All right. So we got Cardinals, Dodgers. Cardinals, hottest team in baseball. Dodgers, the super team. Big game. Wainwright on the mound. You know what? In a one-game thing, all you need is pitching to step up, man.
Hey, the Dodgers have it. The Dodgers have it for sure. Who they're gonna throw Max Scherzer, right? I mean, that's who they're gonna throw. That's what I'll throw. If not, I mean, they have Walker Buehler and Max Scherzer. Now they did send Kershaw to the IL. I guess he was having forearm tightness or whatever. So I don't know if that's a short-term thing or a long-term thing. Either way, I'm going with the Dodgers. Their bats are too lethal. Their pitching's too good. I'm sticking with them.
They are a super team. First game, I'm going Yankees. I obviously have to because I picked them to win it all on our show several times. I do think they're going to get it done, though. I'm not sold on Boston. And I think they win the East handily. I'm not sold on Yankees in a 7-game. I mean, on their Tampa Bay Rays in a 7-game series. Definitely not sold on the White Sox. Yeah, so I think it's open there in the AL East.
Right.
I mean, the AL. I think the Cardinals are going to pull up the upset.
Really?
I'm calling it. I think they're hot, and they're the Cardinals. They're the boogeyman.
If anybody can pull off the Cardinals,
the Cardinals
got way to win. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying they're going to win the World Series because the Giants' bullpen pitching is just ridiculously good, and that's why they bested the Dodgers basically in the regular season because they're just the Giants are just an impressive team all the way around.
Right.
It's one of the franchises that just always gets it right. I mean, they just got done winning 3 World Series here in the last, 10, 15 years or whatever. So they were real bad recently, remember? And here they are. They had a franchise best 108 wins, right? Dodgers had 107, I think, and got the wild card. Crazy, right? So let's do our World Series picks here. What do we got? Who's in it and who wins it?
I'm sticking with my earlier picks. The Dodgers are going to beat. I said it was the Dodgers and the. Who did I say it was going to be?
Oh, I forget. I had the Yankees. You had. I forget who you had.
I forget who I had too. Either way, I'm picking the Dodgers to win it all. So yeah, check previous episode. I remember who I chose. I'll probably say the Yankees will probably get there now at this point in time. If it's different from my earlier picks, I'm sorry. Either way, my pick is still the Dodgers to win it all.
All right. I'm still going Yankees, American League. We'll obviously see how well I did on these picks by next Tuesday. And I'm going Giants in the West. The West is tough. I don't think the Braves can do it, can make any noise. They just ain't got the horses to play with these teams. I don't think Milwaukee can do it. They got 3 great starting pitchers, and maybe they overload them. But, I just think with the hitters they're going to have to face, I just don't think Milwaukee can do it. I think the Giants get by. I think the Giants get by even if the Dodgers beat the Cardinals. So I'm saying Yankees over the Giants. Upset, 7 games. Here we go.
All right.
Eagle Empire always rises again.
Nope. Sounds good.
All right.
And I want to sad day. Red season officially over last night. So, now we have to Reds fans have to wait till spring training, see how much the Castellini family, or how you pronounce their last name, see how much they don't do in the offseason to help the ball club, and see how much worse the Reds get starting next season. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm worried that's the direction they're going to go. So
yeah, I don't know. The Indians are going to do their normal full formula of hanging on to some good players, giving us watchable baseball, but probably never a threat to win it all just because they just don't have the horses. Keep Jose Ramirez. I love that guy. He's the only reason I tune in anymore.
Hey, if the Reds can keep Castellanos and Winker, I'll be all right.
Jose Ramirez is the man. I mean, who else wears a medallion with a picture of yourself on it, man?
That's swag. True. Hey, him and Kanye West.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to go over 2 more things here for our sports break here. Who's worse, the Crew or Cincy FC? They both suck.
Hey, wait. Before we get there, that's when we got the fire. Before we get there, do something. Our mission to get back in shape. Dane, how hard have you been working out lately? I've been working out hard enough. I did some yoga last week. And my knees been hurting. I haven't done anything, but I need to do more. Obviously, I'm not in the best shape of my life. That's the truth. It's been years since I've been there, but I need to get back on board with something. What are your thoughts? What have you been doing? What are you going to do? Do you even want to do anything? We want to hear about it.
Well, I don't know. Does it depend what counts? Does it count if I got a 32-ounce mug instead of a 12-ounce mug?
No, it does not.
Man, I'm unmotivated. I don't feel like doing it anymore. I don't know if it's because I'm older or what. I got my Peloton back here. Big investment. I don't know if anybody's noticed that's been watching our podcast, but that towel I don't think's moved in weeks. Great investment. It looks good. I think it looks good when people come over because I think you actually are committed to something like this. But yeah, I mean, think about it. When's the last time you've even done a sit-up? Right?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I do little workouts I have on like my phone through Samsung Health. I've done a few sit-ups lately, but not enough to like make a real difference. And what I need to do, I need to change things nutritionally. Is what I need to do. But no, I've been serious about it for a minute, and I need to get serious about it.
I've actually thought about quitting working out. You know what? I just, I like my beer. I like my food. I used to be able to do both, as you can remember back in the day when you're younger, you can do both. Yeah, now you really have to choose, and I just like food too much, man.
I used to remember you used to get ready to go work out, and it was going to be like a heavy lift day, and you'd be having like 2 triple whoppers going in, getting your carb load in or whatever. I mean, that's
Always do the 2 triple whoppers before squat day, baby. You get on it. I haven't crawled under a squat bar in 10 years, man.
Yeah,
that's how much. Now I haven't done legs in a long time, but obviously I'm still doing upper body and stuff. But I just, I got gym membership. I'm paying $41 a month for this thing right there. That's the biggest. That's the biggest scam of this thing. People think you just buy the bike. Nah, man, you got to pay for
the membership too, right?
Yeah, or it's not good.
You got shoes too. You had to buy separate shoes too, didn't you?
What?
You have to buy separate shoes for that thing too, didn't you?
Yeah, you got to get the shoes. I got shoes over here. Let me see. So that's about the most sitting up I get up. So you got these shoes right here. I kind of knew they look. I probably could put them back in the box and sell them as new. Right here. Look at that.
Probably good.
Nice, right? They look good. So, yeah, but it's funny too, because one of the instructors, I always pick this girl. It's like an English instructor when I was doing it, trying to do it consistently. And I got an email on my Gmail the other day, and it was like, hey, we haven't seen you on the leaderboard for a while. I was like, nope. I just responded, nope.
Oh, yeah, you already know. So we got to figure out something. Don't know what we're going to do. Don't know if we have ideas. Maybe everybody out there can give us ideas on what we can do to get back into it. I know with me, it's a lot of times a time thing. Family, work, kids, school, busy for me. Either way, I know it's technically not an excuse. I need to carve out like just an hour every day to do something, whether it's just, taking a walk. But I just haven't done it. I haven't made time in my schedule to do it, and I need to. So I don't know. I'm all ears as far as best things that aren't necessarily the normal things you do working out. So we're all ears as far as ideas.
Oh man, I've been trying to get focused again. As you know, I was in pretty good shape until May, and then all the beach trips started. I've been traveling and doing something different every weekend. It's going to help. I go back to see my buddies in Cleveland here in a week or so.
Dude, with me, I don't even go out all the time. That's the thing. Like, I hardly ever drink any alcohol or anything like that. It's just, I just don't get out and work out like I should. And I need to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get going. I mean, I even watched Pumping Iron this morning. That's usually my go-to when the struggle is real.
You got Arnold, right?
Get on Arnold. Arnold is numero uno. And I usually get a little motivation from that. It didn't work yet. I haven't been to the gym yet. I got a gym in my place, as you know. That's how bad it is for me right now. I literally have a gym in my place and this bike. I still can't make myself do it.
Dane has the full squat rack, bench, like dumbbell set. He has it all right there in his place, and he's not doing anything with it.
And I have a membership at Powerhouse Gym, which is one of the best gyms I've ever been in. I got a Planet Fitness membership, and I pay for this bike here. And the only thing I've been lifting is the 32 ounces. But now it's fall. I might be able to get back into it, but I need some motivation. So we need tips out there on what you do to stay motivated in your 40s, because the struggle's real. I need help.
I know. I'm coming up on 42 and 40 as well, excuse me. And if struggle's real, we got to get going. We got to get moving because we're getting older, we're not getting younger, and probably keep getting fatter. And need to stop doing that for sure.
So here's the 3 problems real quick on why. For one, even when I was lifting heavy and still putting up some of the heaviest weight I've ever put up just a year ago, my body don't look good anymore doing it, right? Even though I can lift the weight, you're older and you just don't get like that anymore.
Right.
And like stuff starts to hurt, right? Stuff bothering me and stuff like that. And
really get sore, man.
And then I used to be able to go get a family pack of tacos and a 64-ounce Code Red from Taco Bell, and it wouldn't even faze me. Can't do that no more either. Then when you're not seeing the results like you used to, you lose motivation. So it's just being true. Even though I still like to lift the heavy, when you don't look the same, so it's tough. Obviously there's all kinds of supplements out there, but me and you's always kept it clean, obviously. We've seen what happes to people taking that stuff. So.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with that.
No, but Stallone looks good. Whatever he's taking, I'll take that.
Probably stuff you shouldn't be taking.
Well, the good part is I probably can't afford it, so it's all good.
That's probably true too. All right, let's go. We're gonna be rapid fire. Hey, we will put a poll out there. We'll put this video up talking about this segment about us working out, getting the mission, our mission to get back in shape. We want to hear from you guys about it. You can talk trash. You can give us ideas. We're all open as far as any ideas that get brought to the table. Just let us know, for real. But rapid fire, Dane, you've already covered the Yankees, Red Sox, and the Cardinals, Dodgers. Go ahead and start with Fury Wilder. And go ahead.
All right, Fury Wilder, who you got? Big time heavyweight match. Joshua lost, so we're still not getting the Fury Joshua match we want, which is ridiculous. He got beat up by a 220-pound Ukrainian. Those guys are tough over there.
Yeah, they are.
They're tough, man. So obviously Wilder's really the only relevant American boxer. I think he has no chance. I think Fury is one of the best heavyweights of all time. I think he's going to get his ass whooped. What do you think?
No, same. I don't think there's going to be a knockout, but I think Fury's just too good of a technical fighter for Wilder to handle. I know Wilder blamed on his ring, his ring entrance out before, saying it was heavier than he thought it was going to be, and he was tired and blah blah blah. Either way, he should have thought about that before. I think it was just an excuse. I think Top Fury's going to come out and he's going to just outbox him. I hope Wilder wins. I'm pulling for him. I want to do it. He's an American, heavyweight boxer. I want to see American heavyweight champion again. But I think Fury is just too technical for him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I always root for the American. I want Wilder to win. But you know what I'd do if I was Tyson Fury after Wilder's excuse last time he was fighting? I'd show up dressed like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walking out to the stand. I'd put like something on that looks like it weighs like 500 pounds just all on me and walk out there. He should come out in a ball and chain with like a giant harness on him, like he's being, put just in a torture chamber and just crawl out there, rolling the balls and chain, and then getting in the ring and just dropping him. What do you think?
Oh, man. No, it'll be interesting to see, for sure. It'd be funny if he did do that. Just to prove point. He has no excuses. But overall, I still believe Fury's just too technical. He's talented. He's one of the most talented, like, heavyweight fighters you'll see out there, and he's the truth. If he has his stuff together, if he has his nutrition together, talent-wise, he's there.
He fights and bobs and weaves like a little guy with that kind of reach and strength. And, as long as he stays off the cocaine and food, he's going to be a long-time champ, man. So
I agree 100%.
All right, so let's get into it. We are a football state, so we're going to talk 100%. A little football. Who's worse, the Crew or Cincy FC? They suck, both of them.
Oh, man, I want to say Crew, but right now I gotta say FC Cincinnati. They've had their third coaching change in the last 3 years. There's some upheaval. They do have some decent young players. They've been able to put it all together. They haven't been able to score goals. They went through a stretch where I forget how many games.
265 minutes or so without scoring.
Yeah. So they were playing decent defense, but they weren't scoring any goals. That's tough right there. So they got to figure out whether they get talent or through their academy or whatever it is. They got to figure out something to score more goals this year. Hopefully their new coach will put them in the right direction.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to be hard on the Crew because they did win it all last year, and they beat the Mexican champ on Wednesday. If you watch that game on Wednesday night on ESPN2, they won the cup. That I ain't gonna try to pronounce it. Where the best team plays in the MLS plays the Mexican team.
Right.
That was a big win. I thought that was going to springboard them. So the Crew was actually in Philly last weekend and Sunday. And I wanted to go after the Browns game. Jackie said absolutely not. She's not sitting through a soccer game. So I didn't go down. I'm glad I didn't because they got waxed 3-0. They're both done. Neither's in the playoffs.
Struggle's real.
Yeah, so the focus obviously still on American football. All right, they both suck, but I agree with you. Cincy FC's worse. They're a disgrace. And it's a shame because you got like one of the best fan bases in the MLS.
One of the best fan bases. Got a brand new stadium that's out there in the East End, the West End, and it's beautiful. Great site, great atmosphere. There's the team that goes along with it because they'll have the supporters. For sure.
Just real quick, remember when a bunch of us went there before they were MLS? We went and they were playing in Nippert Stadium against Louisville or something. I couldn't believe how many people were there. It was insane. A lot of people there. Yeah, it was like 30,000 people there. Yeah. It's pretty cool that there's supporters. There's people that want it to be good. There's people supporting them for sure. But we want FC Cincinnati to be different than the other Cincinnati professional teams that are out here. So hopefully they can figure something out. Yeah, because it's ugly right now. All right, Chargers Raiders. Who you got tonight? Big game. I can't wait. I'm watching this one.
Chargers, hands down. Well, is it in Vegas?
I believe it is. Let me take a look.
Either way, I'm still sticking with the Chargers. Raiders are good. They're better than what I thought they would be. They've improved. Their defense has improved. But I think that the Chargers have too much firepower on offense. I don't think the Raiders will be able to stop them. You can't stop Eckler and Keenan Allen and Justin
It's in
Herbert
LA. It
and
is in
Mike
LA.
Williams. Yeah, if it's in LA, Chargers. Sorry, it's supposed to be rapid fire. Chargers.
Yeah. So I'll take I think Raiders. I'm a believer. Seen a couple of their games. I'm on the Evil Empire theme. I got the Raiders. Think to take it.
Gotcha.
All right. So I'm gonna bust one out on my favorite part here now, right? We're gonna do this or that. Can I get you?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, let's do it. This or that, where I know the answers and I know the questions and Rell doesn't. All right, here we go. This or that, ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ice cream all the way. Ice cream cake preferably. You know, it's a great time. This is a great topic since we're talking about working out.
Exactly.
Golden Grams or Fruity Pebbles?
Golden Grams. Can't stand Fruity Pebbles. Terrible.
I'm all about it. Golden Grams is a must. I always got like 3 boxes here. Pop-Tarts or donuts?
Donuts.
I'm going donuts too. Did you know the Pop-Tart is the worst food for you? That's what they say. Nothing worse than a Pop-Tart.
I believe that.
Now, Pop-Tarts can be sitting in a warehouse for 30 years. You still eat them. It's like food for the Walking Dead. All right. McDonald's or Burger King?
Ugh. McDonald's for their breakfast.
A McDonald's breakfast is good. I like Burger King's burgers better, but I hate their fries. Burger King, your fries suck. Fix it.
Yeah, if I do get Burger King, I'll get the onion rings. I never get the fries.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because the fries suck at Burger King, but I definitely take the Whopper. It's 2:30 a.m. and you're staring at 2 places on both sides of the street, Taco Bell or Waffle House. Where are you going?
Am I trying to get home or am I trying to kick it with friends?
I guess that would be the decision.
That'd be the decision. Normally, probably Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'm going Taco Bell myself. Can't go that. So there's a little bit of this or that. Let you know what to go with, especially after our workout edition. I had to get into stuff we actually are interested in.
True. So true. So, All right, here we go. Get real with Dane. Dane, what do you got?
All right. So there was a lot of candidates for us this week, right? But I got to go that Nagy guy from the Bears who's trying to kill Justin Fields, right? This guy, I mean, no one can catch Hugh Jackson, but this guy is trying hard to prove he can be one of the worst coaches in the history of the NFL. So the Bears win, right? And Justin Fields threw some great passes. I mean, he didn't have a touchdown. He threw 209 yards, threw some dimes. He was looking good. So what's Nagy come out and say? The Red Rifle is going to be our quarterback, Andy Dalton, when he gets back healthy. Why? Andy Dalton sucks. You know why Andy Dalton makes me mad? Because I said I was a believer in him. I thought the Bengals just sucked. And if he went to another team, and then he got his shot with that high-powered offense in Dallas, and he just made Dak Prescott look like Otto Graham or Joe Montana because of how bad he stunk the place up. So Nagy, watching the film, brings that guy in to be his quarterback. After watching that Dallas film, what the heck are you thinking? Then you promise him the job. Then you put Fields in, try to get him killed, right? Fields has all the tools. I mean, I don't know what this guy's doing. What is he? So he's 30-22. And why is he 30-22? 22, you might ask. He's had an elite Super Bowl caliber defense some of these years. All right. Mitch Trubisky, we're sorry. We didn't realize this guy didn't know what the hell he was doing. It isn't all your fault. Hell, he almost killed Trubisky. He almost killed Foles. Nagy shouldn't just be fired. He should be in the penitentiary for trying to kill people for assault. Just terrible, right? So he's 0-2 in the playoffs. You know, Chicago loves their football, big fan base. Don't care that they suck. But I do care when I see a guy like Justin Fields, who I think he has great potential, get stuck with somebody like him that just doesn't have a clue what the hell is going on. I mean, where'd they get this guy? I'm trying to look for some of his other stuff. I mean, I know he was in, was he the Eagles maybe for a year or something on that Super Bowl run,
Eagles,
something like that?
Yeah, that I think it was with the Dolphins for a second. He was with someone
Yeah.
else. I forget who it was.
Yeah, it's a crime that someone like that makes the money he does. All right. So, Ohio State fans out there, I'm sorry that Fields fell into such a terrible situation. Chicago's a great town, but my God, how can you not fire this guy? Now, I heard he was going to be fired if they lost to the Lions this weekend. He's probably on a week-to-week basis before he fires him.
Right.
I would, the owner, if I'm the owner of the Chicago Bears and I see this, that my coach is out there saying Andy Dalton's going to be my starter, I'm going to phone down to HR and be like, yo, somebody walk this guy out of the building. Get him out. Out. Don't ever let him back in. Take his key and lock the door. Tell him go somewhere else. So get real, Nagy. Get real, Chicago Bears. You guys stink. Andy Dalton, you stink, because I hate when people make me wrong. And I said you still had it, and you don't, and you stink. And I got to get one more thing in there. Kevin Love, you suck. Why are you still on the Cavs? Trade him. That's all I got.
All right, let's get real with Dane. As always, Matt Nagy, you've heard it. Chicago Bears, you've heard it. Figure it out. Get real. Come on, man. So now we got Messin With Money and Rell. Today, we're going to give some props to Adam Wainwright. He's a 40-year-old pitcher with the St. Louis Cardinals. He used to throw 100 miles an hour. He used to be great through his career. Now he can't throw quite as hard. He's throwing more like 89, 92. He's reinvented the way he's pitching. He's still doing well. This year, for 2021, he was making $8 million for the year. He signed a contract for 2022, $17.5 million, doubled his salary. Also has no trade clause. I'm not mad at him. Hey, big props. Messing with his money, nope, he's doubling up. That's the way to do it, especially when you're 40. Good gift. So I hope I can pull something like that when I'm 40. I'm not sure I can do it, but it'd be nice if I could.
Yeah, he better make me look good and beat the Dodgers here this week. No pressure.
Yeah, you're banking on him for sure, right?
Banking on it. Banking on him stepping up.
No, it's cool, man. Dane, as always, great times. You want to reach us? Reach me on Twitter at franchise1122. Reach Dane at DeMayo. He's always repping Cleveland to the day that he dies. Hit us up on Facebook. Always relevant, or at always relevant. ALWYS RELLEVENT. Hit us up on YouTube. You can find us there. Always, like I said before, ALWYS. Then in print or in quotes, Rell RELL, and then event EVNT. And then YouTube, you can find us out there. And we'll be sending our links out through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We'll be doing all that as well. So I think I caught all of our handles on that. If not, you'll be seeing it here soon. Anybody follows us, spread the word. We want to hear from you guys. We're going to try to send out poll questions. We sent out some this past week. Hopefully you guys get a little response from that. But like I said, we're going to be sending out more videos, more content for you guys to see and talk to us on. Dane, you got anything else to add, man?
RIP Indians, welcome Guardians. New era.
Yeah. Dane's back in the Guardians now officially. So until then, we'll talk to you guys next week. Later.